I remember because it was forearm, and
Yeah,
then I
and
just
then we did,
spun
like-
you. 1, 2, 3, 4.
That's the first!
Hey, I'm Tanner Buchanan.
Hi, my name is Xolo Maridueña.
And that's Peyton List.
That's Mary Mauser.
And this is
Notes on a
Scene! Woo!
So the scene we're about to watch is from season 4. It is a fight scene right after prom. We're at the after party, and yeah, you'll see what happens here.
There's a brawl, fisticuff, a squabble.
Seems like you're always behind me in line. First Miguel, now Robbie. I have a half-eaten cupcake in there if you want some.
You know, I'd kick your ass, but promised your mom that I wouldn't.
Oh!
That first kick, by the way, we had to re-choreograph this like 3 times on the day because of where the pool was. We were supposed, that first kick was supposed to be the opposite leg, and then they were like, where the camera's gonna be, you need to throw it the other way in order for it to sell. Selling a kick is like, make it look convincing when realistically you don't hit somebody. Although I think I actually tagged you on that one, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
You're supposed to like, I guess when you like take a kick, like kind of absorb it, like prepare yourself and move with it so that you don't just literally get knocked out.
Which I think like giving it a little tap helps.
Yeah, that's fair.
Otherwise, I'm just like, where do I go?
Yeah, right? Like,
Yeah.
Oh, wait, that didn't land. Yeah.
Yeah, but then we had to switch it so it was like, okay, Peyton, I'm gonna throw this kick. Just kidding, actually, they just moved the camera, so I'm gonna throw this one. No, actually, just one more time, we're gonna go back to the original version, but then after that, I'm gonna throw an opposite axe kick. We did a lot on the fly this day.
Yeah, this is basically all on the fly.
I'm trying to see if I can tell where Olivia is. That one's Olivia!
That was Olivia. Yeah, that was my stunt double Olivia that took that fall, which I would just be so scared to take anything going back.
I have like really hilarious BTS pictures of me actually learning this takedown because I was so nervous about doing it in this dress that I had the prom dress brought to the dojo where we train and put on top of my workout clothes. So I have on like all this like workout gear and like all black like stunts attire and then the like hot pink dress on top of it.
You get to train with your stunt doubles, you know, Craig, my stunt double this year.
Mine is Olivia J. Brown.
Thomas Watson.
I mean, I'm gonna talk about her even more after this, but Selkie Hom is my stunt double and superhero.
It really cannot be done without the stunt team, especially a show like this where you're having fights every episode, every other episode. Like, you need to make sure that you guys are connected and like synced up. There's certain things that you do subconsciously, like whether it's how you hold your hands, are they open, are they high, are they low, are you bouncing up and down?
For one thing in specific, Selkie made a great point of pointing out how I notoriously run terribly, and I never had that conversation with her, but early in the season, I have a sequence in which I run across a building and then like jump over the building. So she got to do that part, but as we're like running and everything, I was like, wow, like, why does this look so accurate? Like, this looks disturbingly like me. Like, I feel, and then she like pulled me aside. She was like, oh yeah, just because I study your run. I was like, what do you mean you study my run? She was like, you don't run normal. And I had to learn how to run like you. I was like, okay, Selkie.
That's pretty impressive.
It's embarrassing, but great.
She's like, I had to learn how to run badly.
I had to undo and I do well. When we were trying to set it up, they were like, so like take her down initially, right? And they're like, wind up for a punch. They were like, when you take her down, you have to fully spin your body around to land where we need you to for the camera. And then we did that. And then we switched out and we put real Peyton in there. And then we had a shot where I was like actually like looking down at Peyton, right? And then they like clocked our bodies a different direction. And then they go back and they were like, actually, we need your body to be completely the other way. So go back to the way you originally choreographed it. So if you watch like when Miguel comes in to grab me versus when I actually took her down, my body is in 2 completely different positions. They pulled it off.
What are you doing?
I'm doing what Johnny said, I'm not taking
Okay, so you can't really see it right here, but the moments that we're fighting on the concrete, they wet the concrete so that the streets look larger than they are, or like the sidewalks look larger than they are. So I'm fighting, and these ladies too are fighting in either barefoot on concrete, high heels on concrete, or like slippery dress shoes on concrete. And so I remember picking up Peyton and be like, Lord, if you're out there, I need you in this moment. Please do not let me fall with this woman in my head.
I did not know that was going through your mind. I totally trusted you.
But you have to keep like the straight face of like, I'm gonna pick you up and whatever. Like, those moments are the hardest. Right here, these moments are so hard. Okay, A, it's like 35 degrees outside right here. B, this floor is like wet, and C, like, we cut in right here. So like, look, we fall, and then it's gonna cut to the other side. And I just remember them being like, all right, so you're supposed to have like a romantic moment out here, or like something close to that, but it's cold, you're laying on the ground, it's a little uncomfortable, your arms are like under each other, and then she pulled it off. I guess it wasn't romantic enough of a moment. Also, Tanner decided to wear the jacket. I guess I should have worn the jacket because he looks clean right here.
Originally, there were like 3 throws that Peyton and I had in this fight.
Oh my
in the
God.
original choreography, where like there was one in which so supposedly in order to pull this off, we would have had to been wearing our dates' jackets, and we were like, thank the Lord, because it's gonna be so cold out there. And we had all these throws. Like there was one where I was supposed to like go over your arm and then like grab her back by the jacket and flip her upside down. And like there was a lot of.
At
like,
least
really
we know
fun.
how to do that now. If
We do.
someone's wearing a long sleeve jacket, we can throw the.
Get off her! Stop!
Hey, get off of her!
Wait, okay, also, I feel like that's a fun term that I learned through stunts is being eggy. The idea is like having egg on your face. Egg on your face is like if you're doing stunts and you are taking too long or you look like you're not doing anything, like you look like you have egg on your face, like you're standing there with egg on your face. So they say don't look eggy, like look busy, like keep yourself moving constantly and look like you're actually
The opposite
like...
of eggy?
So that's why I have that big wind up. Oh, I remember this right here because you weren't twisting my wrist.
Oh,
So-
wait, are we about to be honest on this? Are we about to tell the truth on this? What happened was the reason I couldn't do it was
You're
because-
holding onto his thumb?
No,
Like a baby?
First take at the beginning of the night, we were supposed to do those first 3 kicks that Peyton and I do, and then just duck out of frame as if we were doing the takedown, but not actually do the takedown. I went down and I stupidly put my hands out like this to catch my fall, so I had like my hands spread. Peyton accidentally fell because she was in those heels, fell on my hand, and my thumb went pop. And I immediately was like, I broke my thumb. That's it. I broke my thumb. And I was like, I'm not going to say a word about it. I'm just going to continue doing what I'm doing. And immediately, Jesse, one of our stunt guys, runs over to me and he was like, look, I was a fireman for years. I've heard that sound. That is not good. And I was like, all right, then what are we gonna do? He was like, let me check if it's dislocated. We ended up icing it. It was fine. But I was supposed to like actually like have
to
hold
grab
of
my
his
wrist.
Yeah, your wrist like this,
that.
and like that's the actual move in which you would be holding somebody's arm and like actually
this is
hurting
what-
them.
and this is what happened.
And-
That's
Get over here!
and then I just have to like, you're grabbing my thumb and I'm like trying to like
Give me your owl face.
torque my wrist like this and I'm like,
So he looks injured.
Ow!
You think I broke your heart? You broke mine too.
Us two,
Alright.
wait, us two.
This,
We can-
whoa, this
Yeah,
is a
should we
great
erase
freeze
this?
frame, though. This is crazy.
Wait, I kind of look like I'm doing the crane kick.
And then you guys are dancing over here. This is
Wong.
Jake Huang. He is one of our stunt guys, and if you notice, there's stunt guys placed. Oh, I guess you wouldn't be able to notice, and this is why we're saying this. We have stunt guys here.
We're fighting right next to a pool, we're fighting on concrete, and we're also fighting each other, and none of us are actually professionals at this, surprisingly. Our lovely stunt team kind of spread out throughout. They also, compete with us, they fight as part of our teams, they learn, they're part of the
Train with
dojos, but they are strategically placed throughout the fight so that they are backing us up. Like if anything were to happen, if one of us were to hit the ground or if there's anything they can prevent, they're kind of spread out so that they can help us out and keep us safe.
but you'll note that they're always like one of the closest ones to us. So if
Yes.
anything goes wrong, Jake doesn't seem like he's close, but
slacking.
he is close.
Jake is drinking a beer like, damn.
Jake's literally right here. Like if we're
Yeah.
actually to plot out the world, like
Let's see
he's
if we
right
see
on
him.
the other side of me.
This is like an homage to something you did earlier the episode, right?
In the little dance sequence when I picked you up and you did the little the leg flare. It's just like an homage to when we did the dance. If you go back and look, she does a little like leg flare kick, and then we basically flip it this time.
Yeah, so the
take
storytelling
both of you
portion
out.
is like, they're working better than we ever did, and look at how great they're doing, and look at how poo-poo we're doing.
I just remember like the getting into it was just grabbing the hands.
Yeah, I remember because it was forearm, and
Yeah,
then I
and
just
then we did,
spun
like-
you. 1, 2, 3, cool.
That's the first!
This is stunt pass.
This is the stunt pass. Yeah, they do these for the big wides. They do a full stunt pass where they put all the stunt doubles in. Obviously, they're able to just do
Perfect it every time.
Yeah,
It's
just
like-
nail it and make it look incredible. And then we have these lovely shots that they can cut to that injured none of us in real life, and they sold it and made us look incredible. So those are called the stunt passes, and it's usually when the camera's kind of far back, you won't catch people's faces as well.
Something else that I'll mention is like something that, you know, the stunt pass is so good at is that since they can perfect it every time, it's a little bit harder for us when the director says like, all right, I need you like harder here, or like don't go as hard here, or don't go as fast here. Whereas these guys, it's like, okay, you need this part slower, done. You need this part like to look better, done. And I feel like sometimes you're already thinking about like, the acting part of it and the fighting part of it and like remembering the moves. It's like a little dance here.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's all of us. This was another one of those moments that, like, I love this. We both just, I noticed it so strong on Xolo right here. So the thing that, like, to get our hands in the right position, hold a telephone. So does that look like a telephone, kind of? And hold a coffee mug. That's the, like,
Good
to
job.
get our
Good
hands
job.
in there.
There we
Thank
go.
you. But that one I'll put in this steaming cup of coffee. Anyway, that's how we get our hands in the right position.
Think my dad cares about you? He's just trying to make himself feel better for screwing up with me.
Wait, you guys have to recreate that. Can you do that?
You do.
That was
Wait,
so cool. That was
time
such a cool exchange.
Let's see, knee.
Tie
let's
grab
see.
for me.
That's what it
Let's
is.
see.
And then you
And then I think I go-
pushed into me first, right?
Oh, yeah,
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 'cause
here we
I'm
go.
here.
So I go elbow, bop, get him,
Here.
go around,
Boom.
and then
I think you
it
grab
was
and then you
here,
yep.
bop,
Oh,
Me.
and then spin him around.
savage.
And then you'll see next I grabbed you and I came out of it and countered and then throw you that way.
Bah.
Yeah. I think I'm the only
You're the
real
only
one.
really. Yeah, so that's Craig.
Dang, you
that's
can
Olivia.
really
That's
tell.
Selkie.
Yeah. Oh,
First of all, stunts needed to go first for safety and make sure that it was going to be safe for us to clear the edge of the concrete and not hit ourselves and, you know, get concussed. But
Do you wanna go back
on
to it?
top of that, yeah, well, I was just going to say that we only had, you know, literally one opportunity for each one of us to go in the water.
You can't dry your hair. If these people are wearing
Yeah.
wigs, like you gotta.
So
like,
it was like every one of like the two takes that we got where we really, these guys went in the water one time, they got out, they got wrapped, and then we went in the water one time, and then we were in the water for the rest of the night.
And now you
because it
see
was
which
just
one was
so
better.
freaking cold. Yeah, right?
that
And
was
then-
the moment we knew the fight was over.
Yes, that is that. I also remember celebrating as soon as we got wet. It was that moment of like, well, we
Yeah.
literally can't go back and get any more fight choreo, so
This
we
is-
know we're done for the night.
Oh, we're jumping in the pool?
You don't really realize when you're watching movies or TVs how much those stunt people put into like making sure that you see movies like Mission Impossible or like the Ip Man, like Ong Bak, like all of those movies, especially all of like the traditional Asian fighting movies or, you know, martial arts movies. You don't know how much time goes into it until you're here and you're seeing like how hard these guys are falling. There's dudes that break arms, and I think to see that, witness that in person is like, dang, like people love to say like, oh man, you guys did those stunts, and it's a blessing to say that, right? That we were able to do some of these, but I think the real like stars are, you know, the Craigs, the Selkies, the Olivias, the Thomases of the world.
And our fight coordinator, Don Lee, who put all this together, our stunt coordinator, Ken Bearfield, really like have had our backs, definitely. I think that's been like a super rewarding aspect, seeing what they're doing, but also feeling them being so welcoming of us and willing to pass it on and wanting to make the entire project do well. Like nobody's out there being selfish and fighting for themselves. They're like, how can I make you look the best, keep you the safest, and make this whole project come together to be Cobra Kai. We pulled it off, but it
Came out great! High five, everyone!
Yay! No.
Yeah!
That was so perfect.
So glad we have that on camera.